Hey guys, it's Burial Blade, and I'm sorry for the excessive title. I don't really think it's excessive. I think they're ruining this game. Now, what you see here is the Chinese version of Wartune Ultra, which is the exact same as the beta test that Brazil received. If you didn't watch my video from a few months ago, where I speculated that they would give us a copy paste of the Chinese release because that's what the code said, well, it turned out to be true, at least for the beta test. Anybody who thinks the official is going to be different, feel free to say otherwise. But the alpha was a copy of Chinese. The beta has been a copy of Chinese. The fuck do you think the official is going to be? Moving on from that, the code also stipulated that the name would be Wartune Ultra, which, yes, it turned out to be Wartune Ultra. So it is pretty much already set in stone. That video turned out to be correct. Now, what are the consequences of that? Well, for starters, balancing. The game is fundamentally ruined in terms of balancing. This is no longer a competitive game in terms of skill. There's no skill to setting up your skill tree anymore. You can actually unlock every single skill here, all 5 out of 5 points, as long as you spend the money to do it. Great, more pay to win stuff. So you don't have to think, you get 6 skill slots, so you have to think even less than before when you had 5. There's no builds, you just do whatever the hell you want. Skills are now all-encompassing powerhouses that give tons of percentage bonuses. At level 4, this skill here for my knight is restoring 25% HP and increasing my block rate by 70% and decreasing my chance to take a critical hit by 70%. Intercept at max level is decreasing the damage enemies deal by 50% for 3 turns. Shadow Thrasher has a bleed that stacks up to, I think it's 200%. These values are ridiculous. It's not possible to balance a game around them, and they couldn't. It's just not physically possible. Every single skill, be it on a sylph or the player, is so overtuned. And then you go to runes, it's the same exact problem. A maxed out Brutality rune ups your damage by a whopping 80%. The other runes are equally strong, but I can't go through all of them. Heal rune, 50% HP with a 45-second cooldown. That one's alright, but still. With that much damage, an 80% increase, any Delphic becomes a one-shot kill. Inspire, you can stack a Vulcan, you can stack a rune, you can stack a bunch of shit and just start one-shotting stuff that you should not be able to one-shot. Overall, the balancing in skills is down the drain. Sylphs are no better. You can acquire every single passive as long as you shell out the money for it. There's no more skill or strategy involved with building your sylph. You buy every single passive, and you buy all the good skills that you want. It is a battle against people who have the same exact setup as you. There is no more room for skill in that regard. This applies to all sylphs, however, Paulo is the most dominant one, being so strong that not choosing it basically means you're just going to lose. I don't have it, because this is the Chinese version, and I didn't spend any money on this. If you get Apollo, you will win against people who do not have Apollo. Simple as that. The balancing is truly horrible, and there's more ways to get BR now. The problem lies in the fact that damage values are so ridiculously overtuned that one Delphic on a player with 10% less BR than you usually results in an instant kill. There's no more room for outplay. You either pay or you lose. On to my second complaint, the animation. Look at this. This shit looks like a fucking PowerPoint presentation. This is terrible. I mean, seriously, I don't usually complain about Wartune Ultra, Wartune's animations. They're old, it's fine, it makes sense. However, the step back they took from Alpha by copying the Chinese release is mind-blowing. This is really bad. Honestly, it's so bad that I just genuinely, it makes me not even want to put money into the game, which I won't. I'm not going to play it anymore. Congrats. Your game looks so bad, I don't even want to spend money on it anymore. Here's a Vulcan, a rune into my Delphic. which will deal some sort of ridiculous amount of damage. Yeah, some fucking 10 times what I can normally do. So there's the main two problems. The animations look terrible, and the skills are fundamentally unbalanced. But how does this go over into everything else? Well, first of all, um, the main thing that a lot of people miss that is never going to come back is guild battle. Guild battle is the same as versing AI now. You don't get to fight real players. There's no 50 versus 50. You just fight dueling like arena style. Whoever puts more points in wins. Simple as that. Arena and all co-op are now capped at 3 people because they made the skills so broken that any more than 3 people would destroy any semblance of balancing the game has left. All the events are somehow worse and more cacher focused at the same time, with the worst offender being this one called the wishing pool. Let me show you that one. Here, it's a gotcha or a gambling system where you put in money to get these little cards every week, and you get a random clothing item out of this massive pool. You have to do for both these two. Calculated, this is about $300 USD per week. If you are a casher and you want to be competitive in this game, you must spend an extra $300 per week rolling the dice to see if you get something. And if you get barely anything or something with shit, you're fresh out of luck. Mounts stack pretty high now, so there's not really going to be any situation where you don't do this. So you either spend a fuck ton of money or you lose competitively. For the free-to-play players, don't worry, you're not being left out as well. You are now cannon fodder for everybody else to destroy because the battle rating values are so skewed, a free-to-play player has no advantages anymore. Gold is an extremely rare resource now, and with armor now enchanting to plus 80 at maximum level, this level 40 armor enchants to plus 40, you will never catch up. Really, I don't know where to end, but I'm probably going to end it right here. My disappointment in this game is really heavy. What started off as an alpha that had potential slowly spiraled into this, a game that I don't even want to look at because it just looks that bad. Maybe you guys will enjoy it, but frankly, with the route that this development team has been taking, with creating an alpha, asking everyone for suggestions, then shitting out a beta with none of those suggestions and only features from the Chinese version because it's literally a copy paste, I have no faith in these developers. I'm not going to play their game, and I'm not going to spend money on it. Vote with your wallets. You shouldn't spend $1 on this game. If you're addicted, I understand. If you like the new systems, I don't understand, but, maybe we just have different opinions. That's fair enough. But that's my take on it. I think they ruined the game. Simple as that. This will be the last video I ever make that's related to Wartune. See ya.